Hello, hello, how are you? Y'all had a wild night. You know, at my age, that doesn't mean partying. That means you went to the ER. So I have no makeup on. I probably look like crud. But my eye started hemorrhaging. My eyeball started hemorrhaging. I'm going to be okay. I have no idea what it was from other than a vent I was cleaning out, kicked out some debris. Something got up in there, and they said that the inner lining between where the eyeball connects to the inside of your eyelid, there was a nick. And it also caused the abrasion of the stuff, caused hemorrhaging. So I'm going to be fine. My eye's fine. I can see fine. I feel fine. But I might look a little cruddy. I hope you're having a good day. I want to thank you for all of you that are going to send love, because you're a very loving group. I've missed you all so much. Okay, you guys, let's get some real talk on the table, right? Let's say, okay, welcome to 1111 True Crime. Mama D in the house, coming live with you. Heaven knows that in every single missing case that we cover of children, when games start happening, the gig is up. It's foul play, team foul play. There should never, no, ever, never, ever be games intentionally being played when children simply wander off a property or leave their bed in the middle of the night or come home from a swimming trip and they just disappear, get gone. No games, period. Here's how the reality is. The parents, where the child just wandered off, the parents themselves have a natural instinct of panic, urgency. They can't control it. Every single one of the people I know that have been parents, and I say have been, that are parents, but of children that are real little, that second you're in the department store and you're grabbing something and you look and your kid's not in that line of view, even if he's standing behind you, your heart does this moment. It's natural. It's what normal, loving, caring parents will feel. Fact. Show me a missing child's parent that actually is progressively, I say progressively, continuously, never giving up. Dylan Round's mother. Boom. If you know that case, you'll be like, you nailed it, Mama D. That woman went on every news program. She didn't care what people were saying about her. There were people throwing her this way and slinging mud that way and saying she probably had something to do with it or her, blah, blah, blah. She didn't even focus on that, not once. Not once. She went out there and she worked and she pressed and she fought and she got that case solved. And it was heartbreaking to watch. But the difference is that when games get introduced, games, and we're seeing it like a circus in the Jack and Lily case, right? Let's go ahead, get everybody up on the board. How's everyone doing? Let's get this up there too. My thumbnail, right? You're it. That's what I'm going to call him, Drywood O'Getty's. Drywood O'Getty's. That's what he said. You're it to Daniel. Why? We are finding out that Drywood was playing both sides of the fence the entire time, including playing all of us. So he had one scenario going on with Sonny. He had one scenario going on with Daniel and Janie. And he had a third one going on with us. And now he wants us to believe him. No, you're playing games. And the question is why? So you guys, look at my thumbnail. I am so proud of this. Let's get it on the board. Boom! Okay, I'm not good at AI, but I found this one on my phone through YouTube, right? And I said, give me a old clown. So it gave me a cute old clown. I'm like, no, make it scary. Add Daniel whispering in his ear, and it said I can't do that. So I said, okay, give me just a skinny, tall clown. All right, and it, boom, whispering in the clown's ear. Then I said, give me a old, scary-looking female, old lady clown. Boom, whispering in his ear. Boom, holding a pink blanket. Throw a blue boot at the bottom, because this is the epitome of how I see Drywood treating Jack and Lilly Sullivan themselves like a circus. Like he can play God, he can run whatever the hell narrative he wants, drag everybody this way and that way, and then he can just come back and say, I'm not sorry I lied. I had a reason. Now I know something. No, you don't. You don't know shit. But what does come up is, are you involved? That's what comes up. You volunteered out of the blue that you felt Daniel might throw you under the bus and make it seem like you were the one that picked up the children. Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Who do we got in the house today? Allison in the house. Aw. Yes, Jamie, we send a lot of love. I didn't know that there was an issue. I hope that you or your loved one feels better soon. Thank you. How's everybody doing? Okay, here's the info. Hello, Mama D and everybody. My mother-in-law is in need of prayers. She fell and broke her hip last night. Now she's in surgery. Oh, we are so praying, Jamie, for your mother-in-law. She will make a full recovery because we send all our unconditional love to help her heal. All right? She'll be fine. And just stay strong for her. Okay, how's everybody doing? If you go quiet, you fell asleep. Do not fall asleep on Mama D Rach. I have to give you a hard time. Did that wake you up? Let me know. Let me know. Wake up. Allison says, get your thumbprint on the like button, folks. Much appreciated, as always. Thank you, lovely. I quit spinning in my chair. I know I look rough. I was up till very, very late, but I want to get this out here. So, when you think about the situation of the innocent parents, like Brandy O'Neill, right? She is Michael Monkey Vaughn's mother. She has been diligent. There's no games. Do you know how much crap has been said about Brandy? She has not paused a minute to even whatever. She's all about her son, right? Now they've made an arrest with Stacey Wandra. Then you go, and that's what we would expect. Those are the norms. Then you get a case like Summer Wells, right? The mother, I'm doing my chapstick. The mother and the father played such ridiculous games. They would come online drunk. And at one point, the male struck the female, and she was like, oh, you're dumb. You're dumb. You were live. We were live. He peed while on camera, flushed the toilet and all. This is a mother and a father of missing Summer Wells. It's not funny, but it's like, damn. I don't know. I haven't been in that reality ever until Dawn Wells introduced us to wild drunk rants in the middle of the night on any YouTube. Didn't have a favorite. He'd get on there. He had one he loved at first, and he would get on there with Cher, and he'd be like really telling us some stories, but that's all they were. At one point, he did some really, really off the wall. Is this leaking? I think this has a hole in it, and I'm getting Carmex. Look how greasy I am. Anyway, he went into this scenario where he went really deep in thought, and Cher was just letting him roll, right? The father of Summer Wells. And if you guys ever see this clip, I need this clip, okay? But it's buried because this was like one of those 4-hour lives. Okay, so he goes into it, and he's telling a story about how every single day he has to get Summer candy. Every day. Daddy, did you get my candy? And I'd say, yes, Summer, I got your candy. She even made him lists of his candy, what she wanted. So he knew what to buy for her. And then one day, she said, Daddy, did you get my candy? And he said, no, Summer, I forgot it. And he went into this detail about how she always runs down to meet him, runs down the hill to meet him. And it just so happened that stuck with me like a brick in my stomach, because I was like, Jody Sue only heard that truck go halfway up the driveway, and it was old, and it was dull, and it was red. And that fits the exact van that they had at the time. Makes you wonder. But so then Cher said, this is where you get the games. Cher says, oh, wow. So what was Summer's favorite candy? And Don just couldn't do it. He was like, well, she sure loved candy. Yeah, I couldn't, I don't know offhand, but you know. And she's like, well, Dawn, you said you bought her candy every day. Just name one of the candies that she liked. Just anything. And he couldn't. He was like, well, you know, I can't, I don't know. I don't know. It was the most awkward feeling ever, because you knew at that moment his brain was not prepared for that part of the lie, but he was associating something to that moment that had triggered him. Then I thought back and I was like, wow. Candace is talking about how she should have never let Summer play by that truck. And I'm like, what the hell? But you can see there were games being played, because he was on some tangent that he was just making up crap about candy. Probably never really happened. He couldn't even remember what kind she would eat. Making it sound like he spoiled her rotten and she was his favorite person. That's the way Don painted things. But then it would be in the next scenario, he'd be screaming at somebody online, calling him a stupid biatch and all kinds of nonsense. Well, then we got into Sebastian Rogers. And the games come on because the step parent of Sebastian actually even would go on to these other channels and basically would just make an arse of himself and yelling at people and getting in their faces and saying crap, and it was like another circus. And then I go back and I think of like the other cases I've worked where it's really a missing kid and there just aren't these circuses. So when games are getting played, the real truth, the core truth, is that the real narrative is being obscured, which means to me foul play, whether it's a cover-up or a homicide. So at what point are we able to move forward and just say, okay, we have 3 suspicious people. We suspect foul play. Now, what would they have done with these children? Because if we're just going on the assumption that these kids went off happily into the sunset with some family members in the Jack and Lily case, then why are there games? Why is Drywood playing games in this? Why is Daniel? Why is Jamie? Malaya too. We have 4 individuals that consistently are playing games. True games, and you can see it. Nikki says, so sad, so many parents, step-parents, failed their beautiful children. And it's terrifying, isn't it? Aw, big hugs to everyone. You guys are so loving. You've got company, Courtster, but you're listening, not in chat. Rage! Please subscribe and tap the notification. Never miss a Mama D upload or live again. Go on. You know you want to. Love you. Thank you, Rage. You guys have such cute ones. Truth Train's blaring through. So when there's no games being played and it's a real moment, right? We don't have this kind of behavior where these 2 have split up and one's throwing the other under the bus, but it doesn't pan out. It's all BS. You have, the behavior of this mother very closely compared by a lot of the general public to Susan Smith. Or Leilani Simon, who can make some pretty sad faces. But yeah, look at her mugshot. We have questions about Thursday night, right? Because Daniel's told us a line of crap about, in the Idaho 4 case, it was all about how all the victims and everybody in the house was asleep. And as the case progressed, everybody was awake, texting, and so forth. And unfortunately, the victims had been passed away much earlier and were just left to 8 hours before or more before help arrived or was called. In this case, we started off with everybody was asleep again, right? Everybody was asleep in the house. What are these kind of crimes that are bullshit? I'll start with everybody sleeping because then there's no witnesses. If you're asleep, you can't answer questions, right? Jay Slater case. Rocky was asleep. He can't answer nothing. So very, very smart because Daniel took a note. Everybody's got to be asleep. But just like all the cases, the truth starts coming out. Daniel's up at midnight. Daniel's up Thursday night at midnight. He tells us because he turned the light on in the room. You got Malaya now. Somehow it's coming out. According to, is it Haley? I can't keep track of them anymore. Saying that Malaya told her, allegedly, or a friend told her, that's a very good source. I can't keep track of the rumor, but the rumor is that Malaya caught Daniel at 4 a.m. in the bathroom doing math. And how was Malaya asleep all morning and didn't lay eyes on the children? Possibly Lilly can't keep up anymore because it's getting waist deep in bullshit. But how in the world is she asleep all day if at 6:18 she is texting an app on her phone to register the kids missing from school? Then we have a butt dial at 8:30 on her phone, 8:38, something like that, to her mother. So we've got activity all through this night, yet nothing happened to recall? Ask Daniel. It was a normal Thursday. Anybody want to ask him about Thursday night, please? Because see how Daniel works it is he gives you the truth of what you're asking. You have to ask the right question and he'll dig himself a deeper hole. So instead of asking what happened Thursday, we think you did something Thursday, you have to be like that dog handler on Thursday night. On that search, he said, we believe something happened Thursday night between midnight and 5-ish. He kind of narrowed it down, Thursday night. And that's where Daniel got all huffy, right? Where he wanted to boom. Yeah. Pound his chest, get out there, do a media interview. Exactly, Laura. Idaho 4 case, not sleeping. Yeah, when the different stories, circumstances with same characters every time. Right? And their cars. Right, Allison, their cars. And Haley was saying that one of Daniel's friends that helped him search for Jack and Lily had a very loud 5-speed car. And I'm like, was he coming and going during the night? Because then it would make sense why the RCMP would give us a half-truth. That there was no evidence of Daniel's car during that time. Doesn't mean there wasn't other traffic. And could have been somebody coming and going from Daniel's in their car. Daniel could have been in that car. There could have been other things in that car. But also what's really been bugging me, you guys, yes, Nikki, one footprint right in the middle of the driveway. Y'all remember what I said last time? I'm gonna bring this out to you. I told you a secret. Do you remember my secret I told you last time? You want me to share the secret again? The reason there was a big dog in Janie's little camper that wasn't normally there, in my opinion, was she borrowed from Earl or Wayne or Ron, a big dog of the family, to put in there as a guard dog. A guard dog. Because it gave her a day. See, the RCMP got there too early, remember? They got there too early. She didn't have a chance to get rid of the boots, probably. Just hypothetical. But she couldn't get rid of the boots fast enough. So she raked the driveway the night before, and then she had put that boot print, but she didn't get rid of the boots yet. So she threw them in the cupboard. Now, the problem is that that's going to be direct evidence that that little boot print is going to have whatever substance, that new gravel, on the soles. So she wanted nobody in that cupboard. So she got a big dog. Threw him in there. That's my theory. And that way, she can get rid of the boots later. When they come back with a search warrant, she didn't care. But on the day that she didn't want them in there, she took off with Justin on the bike or four-wheeler. And she allegedly, according to Haley, I believe it's Haley, said, guard my trailer. Don't let nobody in there. Watch my trailer. Don't let nobody in there. So she was hiding something. She was threatened with a charge of whatever she said it was. Impeding investigation, or whatever you want to call it. And she had to go get a search warrant to get in the camper. That's crazy. That's right, Allison. Boots in the cupboard keep the big dog keeps folks away. Right, Nikki K? I don't think it was her dog. I don't. Hey, Miss Bus Driver. Welcome back, love. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. My babies are my ones in the house. Hit like on your phone and TV. Jamie, you get the goat. Should we do the Christmas goat? No. Thank you, Jamie. We have the goat in our shop too, y'all. All right, PIs, I got some questions for you. I brought you all together for our PI meeting. And you can play along at home too. You're a PI, you're just not in the live chat. If Dirt absolutely refuses to help out a mother, Malia, and Lily and Jack to get him out of there when the children are alive and accounted for, Patty begging, please help Malia. And allegedly, Drywood said, absolutely not. He didn't want to get involved, he said, right? Didn't want to get involved. Nope, no way, no how. Ain't gonna touch it with a 10-foot pole. Couldn't pay me to do that kind of thing. Kind of attitude. But then the kids go missing, and guess what? Hello! Now, get a piece of paper. This is real important. I want you to write this down. All right, my name, Darren, D-A-R-I-N-O-O-D-L. Everything I tell you is going to be confusing and a lie, a complete lie. But take notes, because sooner or later, it's all going to turn. It's going to turn back on him. Daniel, you're it. Okay, if I was writing a book, I would have to leave the character out because they sound ridiculous. You feel me? Like, okay, I'm the author. I'm going to write this story to where you're compelled to search for the children and help find them. I have to leave him out because it turns it into, let's just get real. It turns it into this. Let me find it. Plus, I can show off my hard work. Right? My hard work. Because I was imagining the way Drywood has treated Jack and Lily. And it's a damn circus. He's out here. He could be the one that planted the blanket for all I know. Laura, you cheer me up. Zoe says, activity all night, but they didn't see the children? Yeah, right. Also, if M called school early in the morning due to illness, then surely she would have checked on the poorly child during the night. Zoe gets a goat. Boom. Shakalaka boom. You got it, Zozo. My baby Samurai 1 says, I heard it was Justin's wrong. Let's go up here for a minute. I heard that it was one of them illegal kind of pooches and that it was Justin's. Then I heard that searchers found a passed away dog on their hike. Then I got to thinking about it and I'm like, could they have killed Justin's dog? And that's why Justin was overrun with tears? What? Is Justin's dog alive, anybody? Anybody know? I know, Allison. I used to say you made it up. You couldn't write it as a story. Nobody would believe it. You get Dirkwood O'Grady, Drywood O'Grady in there. It's just going to make it look like Andy Griffin's special. Nikki K says, yes, so. I always found that strange. If they was ill, wouldn't you check on them more? Not at all by the sounds of it, allegedly, right? Yeah, exactly. What parent doesn't check if poorly child? So, I get the goat! So, what kind of dog did they find that was passed away on the search? Was it Justin's dog? Is Justin's dog still alive? Because if somebody takes your pooch, you're going to have a breakdown like you can't control. That might prompt Janie to be bawling too, to cover up for him. Plus, knowing why your son is crying like that and can't say shit about why, I'm gonna break you down too. I can't see Janie having a really large, uncontrollable dog in her little Breaking Bad camper that's covered with plastic. If the dog was known to be aggressive, all you've got is plastic for the window, right? On some of the places. That dog could break through that little front door and gone if it's a big dog. So I don't think that dog was there. Now then that takes you down another road. Oh my golly. What if, hold the phone, oh my golly. I'm going to probably break this off into a different live. Like snip this out and make this a video out there. All right, listen to me. Don't you find that strange that there was a big dog in there and Ginny didn't want them in there by said big dog? And then later, allegedly, the searchers find a dead dog on the path. What if the searchers, the RCMP responded so quickly, they didn't have time to deal with the dog? What if the dog had done something to the children that it would have had DNA of the children on the dog? And so they didn't want nobody near the dog. They were hiding the dog. And then they would have to get rid of the dog so that there'd be no connection to the DNA that's on the dog. Could it have been that Justin was staying on that property, allegedly, I'm just asking, and that he had his dog there, and somehow that dog got out, like I said, bust open the door, or somehow they're something. That dog would have been out of there, right out of that old place, right? Oh, that doesn't bear thinking about? Y'all, why is there a passed away pooch out there? They need to find out whose owner that was. We're not locked into any theory. We just simply do not leave a stone unturned. We have to look at absolutely every scenario. Is it possible, you guys, that the boots were also in there with the dog? So the next day they've gotten rid of the dog and the boots so they can search Janie's cupboard and her little place. And that's why everybody saw a different kind of dog. So if it's a large dog with very tiny ears and it's beige, those dogs with little tiny ears and big heads are known to be more aggressive. But for Justin to break down, like to take his dog out, it would be inconsolable grief, especially if Janie had gotten up that morning when she heard the kids. I blame myself. Leaving no stone unturned. Dragonfly love, welcome to our PIs. Good to see you, love. Very scary thought. Very scary thought. Jamie Brown's possible you hear about these things happening. Aw, everybody's welcoming you. That's so lovely. And then Justin is MIA. Oh my God. That's what I want to know, Dragonfly Love. What kind of dog was found during the search? We need to know. We need to know these things. Aw, thank you. Love you too, darling. Love you too. Yeah, he went back to his wife. Maybe she felt so damn bad for him that she was like, oh my God, I can't leave him now. Nina, it happened to a friend's 9-year-old nephew. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, he went back to his wife. Y'all. Things make you go, Well, there's definitely games being played. Durwood's proven it. He's like, you know, even here's another game. If you really listen to what Daniel said that time, he said he wasn't ashamed. He hid that he did drugs. He never said he wasn't ashamed of doing drugs. He isn't ashamed. He hid that he did drugs. He isn't ashamed that he lied. Durwood, he's not ashamed he lied. They're all not ashamed that they lied. Those are games being played in a missing child's case. We know now that there is something more to the story. What else is being hidden? Whatever was in that camper, the Breaking Bad camper of Janie that morning. What was in that trailer? What was in that? Oh, poof, turns into a little, Scottish little tiny harmless pup that hardly barks at all. You feel me? Who found it? You won't mean the animal bones found. Not sure, sweetheart. Truly, truly devastating. Oh, Dragonfly, you say, we just had a 13-year-old unalived by 3 big dogs in Shelbourne, Nova Scotia. It's so tragic. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Go out and come back in if you can, Janie. That's just shocking. Yeah, that's awful. Ugh. Yeah, I can't. I don't want that in my head. Okay, y'all. Let's get back over here for a minute. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Let's just see if you're awake. Rach is awake. She just put on there. Mind you, Jenny, we kept her up. Nothing adds up in this case. They are all sus, in my opinion. Way too sus. Well, you guys. Right? You're it. Game playing. O'Getty's, right? Drywood. O'Getty's. We are going to jump over very soon. And we're going to be doing a live over on Crime Story Mama, where I'm going to pull the cards on Getty's. I want to know what his intent is. Why would he, just asking you guys, why would the man refuse to help save 2 little children and the wife because he ain't going to get involved? That's not his circus. That's not his monkeys, right? Yeah, after the children go missing, he comes on and he starts pitching up the tent. And he's like, I'm setting up a circus here. I am the conductor, right? And that's why we got this dude. And we got Jamie whispering in his ear, and we've got Daniel whispering in his ear. But it all is up to Drywood. What comes out his mouth? What is his motive? What is Drywood's motive? Listen to that truth train and be involved after the fact. Unless he had no choice. Was someone else in his family he's protecting involved? And so Durwood got pulled into the entanglement? What is his... I don't know. Y'all tell me. Too many bunny holes to go down into, but I'm beginning to believe all holes Lead to Janie, Miss Bus Driver. All right, loves. I am not going to keep you here all day. We will be starting that live probably a little bit earlier than I have it scheduled. I have it down for 4:30, but I think I'll start it at 4. So in about probably, give me about 20 minutes just to switch everything over, clear my energy, get ready. And yeah, well, it's buffering again. I don't know. YouTube is being a pain in the butt. I agree. Maybe to deflect his son. Her son, his son, what? There it is. There it is. Whoop, there it is. So he says, thank you for joining us today. Please hit that like, subscribe, hype, show your love and support. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget to pop in over at Mama D's Fab Shop at 1111dex.com. I love you guys to the moon and back always and forever. And again, this song I'm about to share with you fits every single one of the cases we work on. Thank you, my lovely PIs. I appreciate you with all my heart. And I hope you enjoyed this live chat for you. I want to also thank all my beautiful replay crew and subscribers. You guys make this all possible. And know that we are about to hit the big 4-OK. I'm okay. Are you okay? Love you. Bye for now.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny will overcome, no, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise from the darkness.